Hello and welcome to my channel, Bevvy with Beth. My name is Beth and I've come back again with a good old Yorkshire tea. And today we're going to be talking about one of my other conditions, which is leaky gut syndrome. Just kind of explain a little bit about what that is and how it affects me, and maybe you might understand a few of my diet choices from that. So with that said, let's get into it.
So blue, me pressing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day.
So first of all, leaky gut syndrome, just to be clear, is increased intestinal permeability. And so basically our gut is permeable anyway. That's how nutrients and things get into our system. And when you have a leaky gut, it means that you've got either through diet or through stress or through some other kind of illness, maybe taking antibiotics and that kind of thing, that permeability becomes too permeable. It's like too much stuff gets through, which of course means we also then end up with toxins in our body as well as all of the nutrients that we want to have. So this is not good. It's fairly straightforward. And some of the symptoms that you can kind of get from that is diarrhea. Just the whole bowel movement thing doesn't work properly. It can go the other way sometimes and you get constipated. For me, it was the diarrhea, definitely. You also get nutrient deficiencies because things aren't being absorbed and processed correctly. You then not only get things that you don't want, you're also not getting the things that you do want. So you end up with nutrient deficiencies, which often then leads to a poor immune system. You also get a lot of kind of headaches and brain fog and everything just not working, not feeling like you're that clear in your head, and also chronic fatigue, again by not getting the nutrients that you need, by having toxins in your bloodstream. Your body doesn't work correctly, and of course you feel like rubbish and end up getting fatigue. Interestingly enough, something I'm going to look into more when I do my video on kind of like binge eating with PCOS is that leaky gut also gives you sugar cravings. So I'm going to look into a bit more into that and how those two correspond. And it also tends to increase or even create food allergies. So particularly things like dairy and gluten, you might find you weren't intolerant to, and then your gut has messed up and now you can't handle those ingredients quite so well. And like I said, it normally happens through some sort of like gut trauma. So something happens and it damages your gut's microbiome. And I think for me, it was a combination of too much fibre. And obviously fibre isn't something that we can digest. And I think I was eating too much of that. But I'd also had a run of antibiotics. So I think probably what happened is it was the antibiotics disturbed my gut biome. Nobody gave me any advice at the time that would be a consequence, and so I didn't look to try and repair my gut after I'd taken the antibiotics. So I think it had been disrupted by that, and then straight after that, because I was feeling better, I wanted to try and get healthier. I was eating more fibre in my diet, more fruits, more whole grains, all that kind of stuff, and it just did not do me any good. So I think that's kind of what happened with me. And so then in order to kind of repair it, because it's not an irreparable condition, it's just something that you need to learn to manage and bring back into a normal balance, is obviously to, first of all, remove any aggravants. So obviously I reduced all my fibre, but also cut out things like dairy and gluten, and other inflammatory foods. So for me, of course, it was also sugar, having a lot of added sugar for a normal person, but any sugar for me was already causing inflammation, which meant my bowel just wasn't able to settle back down again. and then also on the other side of that, then adding things that are good for your gut. So a probiotic, you can either take that as a probiotic tablets that you can buy, or by eating foods that contain probiotics. So any food that's pickled, fermented, are the type of things that you want to start eating in order to help your gut to kind of build back up its natural microbiome inside. And that's when you reduce the inflammation, you give it all the stuff that it needs to function correctly, you remove all of the things that are causing the inflammation, and then everything can kind of settle back down and really get into a normal rhythm again. And I definitely found that now I'm at a point where I can start eating dairy and things again, and I don't react to it. So it's definitely a curable thing. It has had a big impact in what I've chosen to eat, especially when I was already considering things for my PCOS. But now I feel like I'm back on track with my gut. I'm in a much healthier place. And I might do a kind of little what I'm eating and do some kind of meal ideas and shopping lists and that kind of thing to help you if it's something that you're struggling with yourself. So that's just a little quick video on a basic thing that I'm coping with. If you want any more information, then leave a comment down below with a question or a comment, and obviously give the video a like if you found it helpful. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.